Hi Scorpio, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check for the week of June 7th through the 14th. This is for all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I want to thank everyone for their sweet comments and uplifting words and just overall support of the readings. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you tap the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, but it's generally every week. So I do weeklies, I do monthly, mid-month, and then also a love tarot check. And that's been on the first Friday of the month, but I think I'm going to move it to Thursdays. So let's see, what is the guidance here for Scorpio this week, June 7th through the 14th? Guidance, please, for Scorpio. All right, guidance here for Scorpio, please. Okay, guys. So we do our best, right, to align sacred divination into a human weeks-long timeline. But again, not certainly a perfect match, so we'll do our best, but it does give some structure to the cards, all right? So we go day by day. Sunday, you've got the World here. Monday, you have the Page of Cups. Tuesday, you've got the Three of Swords. Wednesday, you have the Ace of Swords. Then Thursday, you've got the Death card here. Friday, you have the Ten of Cups. Very interesting. You've got the Four of Cups on Saturday, and then you've got the King of Pentacles here. So, you know, what I see overall, you've got the conclusion of a cycle. You definitely have the conclusion of a cycle. You've got Scorpio energy represented here, but you've got predominantly water and air, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini here. So, you know, the World card here, this is all about victory. It's about attainment, and I feel like you are getting into a place, you're kind of coming into your own. You know, she's free. This is the Dancer of the Tarot. And she's the last major arcana. So the Rider-Waite deck, it starts off with the Fool. It's a 0. And it's all about the soul's ascending journey. And this is full ascension, okay? This is enlightenment. So I do feel like for some of you, you're going to get some information that really has shed some light on something, or will. Because you also have the Ace of Swords here. Some information is definitely going to come through. And I think it's going to give you enough clarity to make a decision about something. For some of you, you do have some kind of I feel like you might, what it feels like is you have some kind of a love interest that's kind of been hanging on. But I do feel like it's going to be, there's going to be an ending, but something new is coming in. I guess I'm getting that, where there's been something where it's not been a real serious relationship. It's kind of just been in the talking stages, maybe a little more than that, but it hasn't been, it's not like a marriage or something. It doesn't feel that way. It feels more light, but it feels like there's been something kind of off with it, and I do think that's going to be coming to a close. But I feel like it's very liberating for you. I feel like it's like you've kind of been, you're an intuitive sign, and sometimes when you're like that, you can kind of talk yourself away from your own intuition, but many of you probably will find, or already know this, that when you've done that, you've gone, oh God, I knew it. Why did I do that? I knew that was going to happen. So Monday, you've got the Page of Cups, and this is about, for some of you, it's definitely about manifesting and bringing some things forward into the 3D plane. It's time. Like I said, you're coming into your own, and it's your time to, you know, get solid in a career, get solid with money, and create things around you. Somebody here, I feel, is bringing towards them a condo. And it's not a house. It's definitely like a condo. And they've been wanting this for a while. So I do feel for somebody here, there's a housing change that's going to come about. Not necessarily this week, but it definitely feels like that's an energy for somebody here, that they've been manifesting this for a while. And it might even be downsizing. I mean, that could be too, but it definitely feels like that's the environment they're moving into, but it's very satisfactory. I mean, it's like there's great satisfaction along with it. So you've got this Three of Swords here on Tuesday, and I do feel like for you, this has to do with a relationship where it's like you discover some kind of information, like maybe somebody you were talking to is still very active on Bumble or Tinder or one of those things, and they've got too many different people lined up. There's just too much of it, and that's not what you're interested in. And I think you made it very clear to this person you weren't interested in that kind of a situation. But or it could even be you too, where you've got extra people and somebody here that's not their program. Okay, I'm getting that. It's just not their program. And I do feel like there's going to be a parting of ways here, but there's great clarity that comes on Wednesday with it, and communication. So I do feel like whatever gets brought out here, it's not gonna be painful because there's just not enough depth to it. It's more of like there's a little bit of anger around it, like, you know, there's some dishonesty here. I feel it. There's some dishonesty, and just somebody's been kind of a player. But I do feel like you got new stuff coming towards you. And that new energy is going to be much more stable. So on Thursday here, you've got the Death card, and the Death card is transformative. It's Scorpio energy, but this is really about letting go of the old to make way for the new. So if some of you have had a lot of casual dating experiences where people have been in and out and in and out, it's going to be time to move from those and to get into something that's more serious. There's a new beginning coming for sure, and I feel like it has a lot to do with this ascending soul journey. The world and the death are aligned here, and it's that ascension. And as you do that, some of these lower vibrational people that run at a lower vibrational frequency, they just won't align with you, and so it's the universe exiting things because it's going to drain your life force if you sustain them. It just doesn't work. So I do feel like for somebody here, they're definitely becoming less anxious and kind of more open to the world. They're opening up to the world, and there's a rebirth here. It's just letting go of everything that doesn't serve you, because there's good that's coming in, and there's just not room for it. So what I love about this, when you've got the Death card and then you have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups is very representative of rebuilding, relief, and celebration after a storm. See that rainbow? That comes after a storm. So there was a big storm in somebody's life, and this is all about a time of real joy. So I do feel like for some of you, kind of exiting this other situation, you may almost immediately find somebody else that it would have been very awkward. Had you still been in this other thing, it would have felt like a measure of dishonesty, but you're going to be free to move forward, and it's coming in for sure. You're going to be free to move forward, and it's going to be without restriction. You know, you're going to have kind of like this life without limits feeling where you're really, and for some of you, you are like on a lucky streak. I kind of wish the Wheel of Fortune was in here, but because it comes into my mind, it feels like that kind of energy coming towards you. So spin the wheel, I guess, because I do feel like you're going to come up with a lot of, it's like everything's finally getting into alignment. So you've got this Four of Cups, and again, I do feel like there's some kind of a third party thing. See how he's looking at these cups and just kind of contemplating? I do feel like on Saturday, some of you may go into kind of a meditative state or a tranquil state, or even go out to a beach or something and sit on a beach for a little bit by yourself. It would be a good day for something like that. You know, and I'm not talking about just diving into the great addiction of thinking. I'm talking about just clearing your mind a little bit, because I think there's still something hanging on here about whatever this was, where, you know, there's this offer, but it's like, I'm not interested in that. And generally being closed off to it. But like I said, I think you've got something a lot better coming towards you anyway. But for now, I feel like there's a bit of recovery around a more recent relationship. So you end here on Sunday and you've got this King of Pentacles. And again, this certainly is an indicator that money is shoring up. If you haven't been noticing already, you certainly will. You've got new expansive energy coming in here with this King of Pentacles. And it's also too about being given guidance. So some of you might have, I'm seeing like some kind of it's like a seminar with some kind of financial consultant, even at your work, or some kind of direction from it's like administrators or something where they give really good guidance to people at work on what to do with their money. So there might be some kind of new opportunity opening with an IRA or a 401k or something like that. And it might even be based on some federal funding that comes through. So if it doesn't happen this week, I do feel like that's coming, and it's going to give you a more long-term, stable financial outlook, because you don't want to get into. I've seen this. I've known people who are retirement age and they're afraid to retire because they just have not been financially secure. They have not been doing some things. So those are good things to do. If you don't have something like that already and it gets offered to you, it would definitely be in your interest. So for those of you that are interested in attracting more love into your life, we've got a love oracle card here. Appreciate this moment. Every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. So you never know where love is. I mean, it really, as we look at things around us and appreciate, we bring more loving energy towards us. There is enough room for all ideas and experiences. This is Ask and It Is Given from Abraham Hicks. From your non-physical perspective, you understood that there is room enough in this expansive universe for all manner of thought and experience. You had every intention of being deliberate about your own life experience and your own creations, but you had no intentions of trying to control the creations of others. So what somebody else never does never limits us. It really can't. It's our own deliberate creation that does that. So we don't have to feel limited or threatened in any way, because we can have, do, or be anything. We really can. If we can see it in our mind, we can have it in our reality. So I love you so much, Scorpio, and I'll be back again soon.